So hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 11 for our tiny game. So it's nice that we can now use our load save system from another project when we need it. One problem is the blueprint code for our load save system is in the game mode, and that is not the best place. So we will create our own load save system, but in the game instance. Where is the game instance again? We can close this one, go here to project settings. We open up this one and then you go here to maps and mods. And we have already talked about this. And here on the bottom you have a default game instance, but we will create our own game instance and change this one here. But let's talk about the game mode more in detail to understand why we will not use the game mode. The game mode here, which we set up, is very important because the game mode will also set up our default pawn class, for example here. Then it will also set up the player controller. This is the controller which controls later our pawn here to move it. And it will set also a HUD class. By the way, this HUD class is not so much used. Instead, they put it in the player class. But anyway, we will use an HUD class. HUD means the UI. For example, you see here score, names, and all this kind of stuff. So here. And all this kind of stuff, the game mode is setting up, for example, here in level 1 when the game starts. But when we switch level from level 1 here to level 2, the game mode which we set up in level 1 here will be destroyed and the game mode for level 2 will be loaded. So you see the game mode here belongs all time to the level and is not all time active. So what I mean with level switch here, for example, right now we have loaded this level here where my game mode main menu is active. When we go here to the content row, you can see this level is active, but when I go here on top and say I make a new level, for example, and just empty again, create, and you can see this new level here, there is no game mode set. And we can of course set here the same game mode like before, and so, but this game mode will be all time created when this level loads as well. So it is now taking all the old files from my other level. So we need something which is not all time destroyed and loaded when we switch from one level to another level. Actually, we have already something which is our hard drive or SSD. From there, our load save system can save every file what we have or what we want to the disk, and later when it needs something, it could just get everything from there to the disk. So the SSD is what we need. But calling our hard drive, our SSD all time when we switch a level or something in our level is changing and we want to save it, this will cost performance because calling the SSD is very slow, and to avoid that the game instance exists. The difference about the game instance compared to the game mode is when you start the game, not a level, the whole game, it will be loaded one time, and then during the game, let's say we are in level 1, if something is changing, you can call it and save it here in this game instance file, which is very fast compared to our hard drive. And the nice thing is when we switch levels, the game instance will be not destroyed because it will stay active till you close the whole game. So it is not level dependent compared to the game mode. And the big difference about the game instance use and the SSD use is the game instance is very fast when we save something during gameplay, but in the end the game instance need to call the SSD as well, because when you close your game, the game instance will be destroyed. So before it is destroyed, we have to save everything to the SSD. And when we start the game, everything from the SSD we have to load first in the game instance to use. And before we finish the video, let's create a game instance. We go to the content drawer here. We go to our folder. We create a new folder here. Right click, new folder. Let's call it GI, which stands for game instance underscore game instance. I write _d. D is my new project because I upgraded to 5.7. Then we open up this folder, right click again, then we go here to the blueprint class, and we can write here a game instance. You can click here down to see all classes. And here we have the game instance. Don't worry about this other ones. Another programmer has created this one, and this one is provided, but we need the base version. This is this one here. Select this one, then call it what you like. I call it again with GI, game instance, and game instance actually, and again D. So in my case, there is nothing. Then you save this, and then you go here to File, then to Project Settings again, and then in Project Settings to Maps and Mods, and then you change the game instance here to the one which we have just created. In my case, it's this one here. And again, Project Settings will save automatically when you close. Let's close this. And from now on, when I start the project here, my game instance will be called, used. And before we finish this video, I want to show you the new AI assistant in Unreal Engine 5.7. For that, you go here on top to edit, to the plugins, and then you write here AI, and you make here a tick and then restart the PC again. If you do that, then here in the corner, you can see this one, Ask AI. You can click this, and then you have here a chat place, and the important part is this F1 here. That's very nice because you can hover with your mouse over something and press F1, and then it will try to autofill this prompt here and search automatically. Let's make this with our game instance. Let's go here on top. Let's go to Project Settings. And then here in Project Settings, we go to Maps and Mobs. Let's hover about here game instance. Let's see what happens here. Let's hover about this one, and I press now F1, and you can see now the prompt here is automatically filled. It tries to find anything, and this is the new AI system. Of course, it will give you here some informations and text later as well. You can read that. All right, this is the new AI assistant. If you want this, it's nice. And before we really finish the video, don't forget to get your Git desktop or Git bash, what you ever use, and make a commit. I make again my commit to a local machine, not to the internet, but of course you can make it also to the internet with this one if you have connected it with the GitHub. And with that said, if you have any questions like old time, write in the comment section. See you next video. Bye and good luck.